Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Daniel? So
What's going
here we
on?
have nothing much, man. What class were you just in?
Religion.
Religion.
Pretty,
Sweet.
pretty, pretty odd class,
Yeah.
but
Hey,
it's not
we
bad.
yeah, everybody has to take those classes that they hey, maybe you actually do want to take that class. I was gonna say maybe you don't, but maybe you do.
Uh, it's a little random, but it's not that boring, so it's all right.
Yeah. So we'll get right into it. This is right-handed pitcher Daniel Lingle for Willoughby Mary, and the reason for doing this Q&A is kind of highlight some of the success that he's had, and then behind that success, what are the habits and that he had last year, even going to previous years. He dealt with a little bit of injury his freshman year, and then within those habits, kind of reinforce it to others. Cool with that, Daniel?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. So our first question, there's going to be four questions here for Dan. Um, so coming off your freshman year, um, you didn't pitch because of injury, which obviously is unfortunate, but knowing you use that to kind of understand what you have to do to feel better about your body and put yourself in a better position moving forward. But you made in your sophomore year, you made 34 appearances, which yeah, tied for a nation or a leader in the nation, right? So
Mhm.
how were you so durable this year, and kind of what talk about those habits that you kind of created?
Um, yeah, I mean, as you said, I was hurt my freshman year, so I felt like a lot of it was just like making sure I took care of my arm in between outings. Like I felt like what I did in between games and in between outings was kind of what led to success on the field and being able to like throw a lot.
Hmm.
So it was just a lot of arm care after the game, making sure I'm sleeping right, eating right, stuff like that. Like just not wasting time in between games or days or like rest days, anything like that. Like taking recovery pretty seriously.
Yeah, that makes sense. What was something that was like really key for you in like that recovery? If you were to say like one thing, like, "Hey, I did this. This really helped me."
I'd just say like mobility, definitely sleep a lot too. Like I've never really been good about sleep, so I feel like if I actually like honed in on that, I'd like definitely make a difference for once. So I feel like I dialed in on that pretty well.
Yeah. That sounds good. That's a good formula for success. Our next question is: you had a stretch during the season where you went 9 outings straight, without giving up an earned run. So kudos to you for that. Kind of what helped you during that time when you were having a lot of success? What would you say you leaned on? If was there anything that stuck out? Did
I'd
you
say
even
a
know
lot of it
that?
was kind of a no. I really didn't know that until there was like an article that came out like towards the end of the season, I think.
Hmm.
Um, I think a lot of it was kind of a mental switch. Like I'd always been like a long reliever or a starter, and kind of just being able to adjust and focus on getting, you know, sometimes it was as many as one out, or sometimes it was three. It was just like kind of go in there and compete for a shorter period of time and be like ultra focused on that instead of like having to go for a longer time. So I feel like it was definitely a mental switch, just being more competitive and like dealing with failure a little bit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Um, so and you already alluded to this, but coming in as a reliever, you started in high school. I've been to many of your starts, and a lot of us at AP have been to your starts. Coming in as a reliever, and it's not just like starting an inning. It's sometimes it's coming into a high pressure situation. What was your mindset when you were come in during like when there's maybe runners on second or something like that, or second and third, one out, nobody out? Was there anything that you leaned on, maybe a mantra or something like that that you leaned on to kind of help you through that inning?
I mean, I didn't have like a specific like saying or anything, but it was pretty much just like just limit the damage. Like a lot of times I would come in and it was like kind of a bad spot, and you just kind of it's kind of mop up duty, but it's also like just do the best you can. So
Hmm.
yeah, like pretty much just limit damage. Like those innings that like nobody expects you to get out of it clear. Like when you come in, bases loaded, no outs, or second, third, one out. Like just limit the damage, keep it to one. Don't let a bad inning get worse. So I felt like that mindset was kind of always what I went in with. Like it was never a great situation when I win the game, and I always just tried to make sure it didn't get worse.
Yeah, kept it simple and like you said, compete. So again, this is
Yeah,
right-handed pitcher Daniel Lingle, home and Mary, right-handed pitcher, and we're just doing a quick Q&A. He had some success last year. We want to just kind of go over the habits behind that success. What's up, Addison? So we have one question from the crowd. Are you cool with answering that?
yeah, that's fine.
How do you balance being a student and an athlete?
Uh, um, I don't know. I mean, we take classes in the morning, and we have practice in the afternoon. It does get tough sometimes, but you just kind of have to have good time management. Like set aside, a couple hours at night. I mean, we get home at lift at like, or from lift at like 7:38 sometimes. So just being efficient when you do have the time, and then I mean, just taking advantage of any free time you got. And there's always times like when we're on the road, you have the bus or you have the nights at the hotel, stuff like that.
Mhm.
Um, you've got the mornings before you go to the field, things like that. It's always just finding little windows, and if you're efficient in that, then it's not too tough.
Yeah, cool. Um, and so our last question for you is looking back at your growth over, I mean, we could go from high school, since we've been working with you since high school. Like let's stick to this past season. Um, what's an area that you've been most proud of as far as like your growth and something that you're focused on moving forward?
Um, I'd probably say mentally. I think when I first came into college, I was a little bit weak mentally, like sort of shy, sort of quiet, like a little bit soft. And I feel like I've definitely gotten better about that. Like I used to think you had to be like this perfect pitcher to throw in college, and like pinpoint accuracy, things like that. And I feel like I've just kind of dropped that and kind of adopted a sense of like just be competitive and in like outings and stuff like that. And you don't have to be perfect or be the biggest, strongest guy on the field as long as you just like compete as hard as you can. So I feel like I've definitely gotten better in like that aspect.
Awesome, man. All right, so that's the Q&A with Daniel Lingle, right-handed pitcher from William and Mary. Um, yeah, we look forward to doing more of these, maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks with players that we feel like have had success and kind of go behind the habits that have helped with their success. All right. Oh, Patrick Brizendine joined the chat way late. uh, all right, man. Thank you for your time and good luck during your bullpen today.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it.
Yeah, talk soon.
All right, man. I'll see you.